All right, working on a dirt hole set right here. I'll give you a better look at this road when I'm done setting this trap, but I'm using stones that were in the area. Like that right there is a backer. I use this board and I use a kneeling pad, so it minimizes the amount of stuff I've got to fix. I'm gonna take a little bit of this polyfill right here, and I put this polyfill underneath the pan of this trap, and I make sure that it's under the pan, not sticking out anywhere around it when I set it, because it'll be eye appeal for the coyote, and he'll look at it and he'll want to know what it is, and he'll end up digging your trap out. The whole idea is to make sure he doesn't know that trap's there. So anyway, I got this wolf fang down in there about as far as I can get it, because we're on the side of a mountain, and everything here, there's an old roadbed here running up down behind me. It's all private property. This guy's got problems. He's got nuisance coyotes, and I'm in here trying to help him get them out. So, but anyhow, the location is set because of the road. There's a ridge that runs up away from me here, and a ridge that runs up through here. I put a camera there, and I put some scent out here, and the coyotes have been coming in every single day, checking that scent, and then urinating and putting their own scent in the area. So it's all set. Everything's all primed up. They are in here and spreading the scent and making it real nice for me. So lots of gravel in here, so I'm going to try and bed this trap as best I can. And this is very important. Location and bedding your trap are two of the most important things. Obviously, scent control is huge. That's why I use this kneeling pad, and I use this board back here. The board's for my toes to kind of help not mess up anything, but it also keeps my pants and everything from touching the ground. You don't want anything touching the ground. You know, I usually spray these down with scent-free or scent eliminator solution, and then I take mud or dirt and then I rub it on it, and it makes like a mud, and then I go ahead and set my traps. And I know some guys don't use anything, and that's great. Guys can do that, and I know I've seen some of the great trappers do that. I don't. And these coyotes that are in the country here, up in these mountains, they do not like people. They are not accepting people in the area. So when you move in, they move out. So best thing you can do is keep it as natural as possible. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. So got the wolf fang drove in. I got my dirt hole set right just behind this rock. Now, I don't do it as tight to the rock. I usually give about 4 or 5 inches, maybe 6 sometimes, depending. And this particular ground is just full of rocks and roots. So it's really difficult for a coyote to dig around your set. And I always put my set in at about a 60-degree angle for my dirt hole. You can do it whatever you want. 60 works the best for me. That way the coyote has to come back, and he has to look, and he has to get close enough to the hole to look down it, where if it's on a 45, he can stand quite a ways back and look down it and see if there's something in there he wants, or if you don't want it. By putting it on a 60, you're drawing that coyote closer to that hole. So that's just what I do. All right, got that. Let me see. Might as well work on setting this trap. See if I can set it with just my hands. This is a MB 650, and they're pretty stout. So hopefully I don't catch myself on it, but I've done it before, especially on uneven soil. These got a night latch trigger on them. So again, getting that polyfill up underneath the lid. Polyfill keeps the dirt or rocks or anything, and this is pretty rocky soil, from getting underneath the pan and causing it to wedge and not go off. Oh wow, this is just rocky soil. All right, let's see what we got to do to get this thing bedded down in there. Okay, so I always take this. This is the dog side, and I take the dog side and I put it away from where the coyote's going to enter the set. I do not want him stepping on that. I want him stepping on that pan. And then I locate this pan and back away from the hole. You can do it whatever you want, but a coyote's their stride is usually about from the tip of their nose when they're looking down like this to where their front feet will step is about 9 inches back, and then across their shoulders is about 6 inches from center to center of pad to pad. So what I do is I split the difference and I come back 9 and I go off 3. Some people do it different. I just do that. So the center of that pan, which is a big pan, is going to be 9 back and 3 to the right. Most coyotes are right-footed, just like most people are right-handed. So anyway, then I get all this material underneath there, get this trap. Bedding is so important. It's so important to get your trap bedded correctly. So, all right. Let me see what I can do here. Just get everything packed down all the way around it. And if you're in really loose soil, one of the tricks that I've learned a long time ago, one of my buddies taught me this one. I don't know where he picked it up from. It could have been one of the famous trappers, I don't know. But I got it from him, is to take golf tees, wooden golf tees, and then put them in around it like that. Obviously, I spray everything with scent eliminator or whatever, but you know, just use wooden golf tees around the jaws and it helps lock it in. I'm gonna use this as a no step, as a kind of a deterrent as to where I do not want the coyote to end up putting his foot. And I'll just keep packing this around there. I'll get as much packed in around that jaw as I can so that the jaws don't move. You don't want them jaws to move. If he comes in and he steps on the edge of that and that jaw moves, or that trap moves just a little bit, he's going to dig you up, or he's going to take a big gnarly dump on your set because he knows something's wrong. These coyotes shouldn't be too educated. I trapped them a little bit last year, but there's a lot of wild dogs in this area, and I ended up trapping a lot more wild dogs than I did coyotes. So people just come out here to the mountains and let their dogs go when they're done with them. I don't know why. That's terrible, but that's what they do. This year I haven't seen any wild dogs on the cameras, and I do have cameras out here. Like I said, what I do is I bring scent to an area and I put scent in the area, and then I put a camera on it to see how the coyotes react to it. And yeah, this is going to catch coyote right here. And then when I'm done, I'll blend this set really good with pine needles, so it'll be difficult to see, but that's what we want. We want it as natural looking as possible. And then I always take my thumb around the whole outside of the jaw. I pack that stuff down, and it's really warm or humid today, so you got to be careful not to drip sweat down in there. So stop, wipe your face, do whatever you got to do. Just do not drip sweat down in that set. Otherwise, you're really going to screw yourself on that one. This is going to be a good little set right here. my whisk broom. I always sift over top of it, get everything covered up. And then I go around, hold the jaw down like this, and then start packing this in around, just not down tight on the pan. Just enough to where if he misses the pan, it doesn't slide down in too far. But I don't get it so tight to the pan that I'm pushing stuff up underneath it. You don't want that. There it goes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now, I'm gonna use this stuff. This is all the stuff that's around there, and blend it real good. Take this. Don't want any sticks to fall down in there because you don't want anything to obstruct that jaw. So make sure it's just pine needles or just grass or shredded leaves or whatever you got to do. And then I'll take some of the polyfill like this and I'll put a little scent on it, and I'm going to put some bait down that hole and get that down there. Get this a little deeper, so it's going to be a little tougher for him to see, but again, I'm going to go ahead and fill this up full of, yeah, see, I'm hitting a rock. All right, okay, put the bait down in there. All right, let me show you what I got so that you can kind of see it here. Okay, here's what it looks like. Okay, here's an old road that comes up through here, and the coyotes are running this road. They're also going up and down this ridge right through here, and then back up down through there. So I'm going to put a set out here close to this road, and then I'm going to put a set back in there by the shade. My pan center is right there. Okay, so he's going to come up there and he's going to stand right in that and try to see down that hole. All right, I'm going to bait this thing up and then move on and set the next one.